I used to get bothered with all of the jackets and the shoes at the front door this time of year. I don't have a mudroom, but I used to get kind of bothered and overwhelmed with the amount of things that were at my front door. But now, as my kids are getting older, I'm realizing that the time that all of those shoes that are at my front door are going to be limited. So I'm not as bothered anymore. I'm embracing the chaos. Yeah. I've got quite a bit of a mess on my hands here in this high tunnel. But I'm gonna go ahead and start kind of getting it ready. Let me get you propped on a chair before my puppy, Mr. Moose, decides to knock you guys over. Hold on, bear with me. We're gonna do this. Y'all are MacGyvering a tripod, and that works. Well, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Honeystead. My name is Kaylee. If you are new here, I'm gonna just kind of say welcome. This is definitely a new year, and I have got quite a bit of work to do on my plate. As you can see, I've got some wires down, which honestly, these were just held up with zip tie, and then all of my lights in my high tunnel came crashing down with one of the last really bad windstorms that we had. So my goal is to come in here and get this place completely gutted and cleaned up. And I've got some work to do. But there is something that I love about a new year and a new season. And that is the fact that this is a blank canvas. Now, many of you guys have probably been following my story. You guys saw that my high tunnel completely just got like wiped out with hornworms. That was definitely my bad. I have realized that I became a hornworm farmer. Later, should have probably taken all of those hornworms and sold them, you know, to people who have reptiles, because, you know, could have made some side money on that. But I hadn't really come up here. I just wanted to kind of give this place just a pause, and then allowed myself an opportunity to kind of regroup and reconfigure the space and figure out, what am I doing in this high tunnel, and like, what is my plan? Because this whole time, like, you know, I've had the high tunnel, I've mainly grown tomatoes in it, but I have to take a break with the tomatoes because of the hornworm infestation that we had. So my goal for this year is everything is just going to be ripped up and completely taken out. I'm actually going to pressure wash the entire high tunnel on the inside. Probably should do that today, actually, because I'm hoping to buy myself at least one more season with the plastic that's covering it. And then of course I have to fix all of the wires that came falling down. Granted, it was just zip ties, but still, I have some work that I have to do up here. But I started rethinking about this space and trying to figure out how can I utilize it and what do I actually need. And I was telling my husband how when I start all of my seed starts, you know, I'm typically like sitting down on the ground, you know, starting all of our seeds. And so I think we're gonna build, well, I know we are actually gonna build some of those tables for me to start seeds in. All of the ground cover is coming up, and I'm actually thinking about doing a few raised beds in here just for some produce that I would like to grow. I would love to start growing some turmeric. I'd love to grow plants that just need a little bit more, you know, time, being that I'm in 6B. I'm in like Northern Virginia area, so I'm pretty sure my grow zone is still 6B. I know that it changed, but we're still, you know, we still have that type of climate. Come here. But the other thing that I started thinking about, and I'm excited because since it's a new year, I finally get to share with you guys, but the new website is officially launched, and in that website, on the website, you're gonna see a few new things. One, Jill and I added, so Jill and I did that winter wellness ebook. So that ebook is put on my website. Also our home apothecary course that Jill and I worked on together. That link is there. It'll take you to her Whispering Willows farm school, but that is the course that Jill and I put together, and that is a really awesome home apothecary. If you are interested in herbal medicine and trying to understand more, it's a great course to get started, because what we do is we kind of go through the basics of how the herbs work throughout the systems of the body. And try to look at it as a whole versus just an herb and the action that it causes. So if you are interested in herbal medicine, the course is going to be on the website, which is the home apothecary course. But I'm also excited to be able to share with you guys that I have put out a handful of our hands-on workshops. I'm like ahead of the game here, because normally I don't put them out, but I figured let's go ahead and start planning them. I have some speaking events coming up, so I'm trying to get it all organized and put it all in one place. So if you check out the website, it is all there between the online course, the ebook. I have some products that we're going to be offering in February, so I'm excited to share with you about that. And then all of these speaking events, where I'm gonna be, links, everything. Yeah, so I have been listening to you guys, and one of the big things that I found was I was having some issues with my last website and emails, and I think I kind of got it a little bit figured out. But the other thing that I'm offering is on my website, you could subscribe to be in the mailing list, so that every Monday morning, I think at like 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, a newsletter is going to be coming out every week with all the things, upcoming workshops. If I'm going to be hosting a like Will Work for Herb day, where if people want to just come in and help me work on the farm and, you know, barter with some herbs if you're in this area. These are all the things that I'm trying to help facilitate and make it a little bit easier. But I want to talk to you about one of the very first workshops that we have coming up, and we are going to utilize the space because after I started realizing, like, what can I use the space for, not just growing, you know, tomatoes and produce, I figured it would be a really great opportunity to use this place for one of the very first workshops, which is going to be a seeds and tea workshop. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna get together with a handful of people. I do keep my workshops kind of small, because I really want that intimate one-on-one opportunity with the people that are coming out to attend the workshops. But we are going to help people start their home apothecary, their medicinal garden. So people are going to come out, we're going to start our own seed starts, learn about them, and then talk about the herbs, what they're going to do, how you can use them, and we're also going to blend up a tea. And I'm really excited and looking forward to being able to get this space cleaned up and looking good to start hosting the very first workshop of 2024. And Mr. Moose is all over the place. But yeah, so I wanted to share that with you guys. We have a lot of fun things coming up this year. A lot of really fun workshops that I'm excited about. And yeah, I can't wait to take you guys along with me on that one. Moose. On another note, we have a little bunny that apparently has been coming in here at night and sleeping. So that is all gonna be some natural fertilizer once all of this gets ripped up. What are you doing? Are you helping me? Yeah. I also have a lot of work to do still in the garden. I told you guys I am a lazy gardener, okay? Like, I am much happier foraging than I am gardening, because at least foraging, you know, I don't have to do all the thing. Reba! What are you doing? Uh-oh. There's my mason jar. Be nice, Reba. Very nice, girl. Don't be a butt. I also am really good about leaving my water mason jars all over the place. Woo! Let's talk about medicinal garden. Oh, it's a hot mess. I need to come in through here. So this is where I have all my calendula. It's beautiful, isn't it? The hyssop is still alive. That is going to be really pretty, hopefully next year. I have to go all through here and rip all of that up. That area I'm going to end up using for a few different medicinal herbs that I'm going to grow this year. You're not going to be able to imagine this with me, but my motherwort is still kicking. I'm going to come in through here. I've already kind of cut some down, but I'm going to fix a little bit of that. And then I have feverfew, that is still alive. My horehound, still alive. All of this is my holy basil. Yeah. It doesn't look like much. I know it doesn't look like much, but it is okay. So I have a few different medicinal herbs that we're gonna grow this coming year. I think I'm gonna extend this row into chamomile. Chamomile was a huge hit in our garden this year. And I'm ramping up on the amount of herbs that we are growing, mainly because I've really enjoyed taking people along with me and harvesting the things and you know, utilizing the herbs. But one of the other workshops that we have planned for I'm gonna set you guys down because my arm's tired. Okay, all right. So one of the other workshops that we have planned for this year is going to be in July. That is the, I have a honeybee. That is the Living Apothecary workshop, which one of my viewers spoke about how the garden is the living apothecary, and I have just truly loved that because that is exactly what it is. This is the living apothecary. So one of the things that I plan on doing is having a workshop in July where we are going to invite people to come out and come harvest the herbs with me and then make the tinctures and then talk about drying the herbs. So that is going to be a blast. So I'm going to make sure to have quite a bit of medicinal herbs for in our garden, specifically for the people who are going to come to the workshops. But there are a few other ones. There's a the Beekeeper's Apothecary workshop as well, which the bees are out flying. They are like enjoying a little bit of surprisingly warmth, being that we just had, you know, some ice. Didn't get the snow like I was hoping, but we definitely had the ice. But that workshop's also going to be a lot of fun because we're going to be learning about what's happening inside the hives, and then talking about the medicinal byproducts of honeybees and how to incorporate it into your life. My goal is I want to teach people the reasoning on why to keep honeybees. I do teach people how to keep bees, but I would rather start with teaching you the whys, so that during the times when it gets really challenging with beekeeping, it's going to hopefully keep you more into it. So that date is out there as well. And if weather is looking good, we're all going to suit up and we're going to get into the colonies that you can kind of see what's happening. But if it's bad weather, I have a game plan. But yes, I'm really excited about this year, and I am looking forward to this garden. I'm looking forward to starting seeds with you guys. There's a few new seeds that I want to cover, and that'll probably be coming up in one of the next videos when we lay everything out and start really diving into what the medicinal garden is going to look like. And yeah, I really just can't wait. This looks like a mess, but I promise you it's a canvas that still needs to be planned. Yeah, and that space over there, I definitely need to figure out what we're gonna do with it. I've got a good bit. I have a good bit, but chamomile was a really big herb that we used a lot of and harvested a good bit. And like I said, I have a few more. And then I really want to grow more echinacea. Our honeybees really loved it. So I have a lot more. And let's go check out inside the garden, and the bees are all flying. Let's go peek on them. Oh look, I found another cup that I forgot. I'm just gonna make a pile. Chances are I'm gonna forget that pile and just completely walk inside and be like, oh, what? I'll find them later on. But yeah, this is the space that I need to come up with a game plan. The bees are flying. Man, I do love seeing that. Moose, I don't know if I would trust yourself. Come here. He hasn't learned the bees yet. Come here, buddy. I definitely have a good bit of work to do in the high tunnel and in the garden, and I'm just gonna try to chip away a little bit at a time. I don't quite know what happened to me last year. I think I just kind of was done, you know? At some point, I don't know. I don't know what quite happened. I just know that I just kind of was done. But that's okay, because this is what is beautiful about the garden. You know, there's a lot of forgiving that happens in the garden. Even though I didn't, you know, tend to all of the passion flower. I mean, I harvested a lot and I dried a lot. But this is all going to come back next year, or this year, actually. This is all going to come back. And the same thing for my feverfew. It's already, you know, growing in abundance. But I do have to pay a little bit of attention up here, and I'm ready for it. I'm really ready for it. You know, I know that sometimes everyone gets completely overwhelmed with the seasons and everything, and I am guilty of it. I know that I let a lot of things go, but I also know that it is what it is, you know, and the plants are going to come back. So I am going to come through here and try to save some seeds, and really I'm just going to throw it down in the raised beds, and we're just going to grow. I love that this part of my garden is just kind of, it is. Like, there's a lot of things growing just very sporadically. and it's not perfect, and I am okay with that. I shared with you guys, you know, that this garden is imperfectly perfect, and I'm fine with that. But I'm gonna head in, grab myself some lunch. Before I do, I am gonna go back and get that cup and that mason jar, and then I think I'm gonna head back out here and spend some one-on-one time in the garden. So, as always, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty and learn something old. Bye, guys.